Hello, everyone.
Coach, how you doing?
I'm doing well, doing well. Thank you guys for being here. We appreciate the support for our program. Extremely excited to have you here. I'll start off with just a quick statement to let you guys know how excited we are to be back, to be in the Big 12, and for me to have opportunity to go back to the Big 12, where I spent at least 8 seasons at Baylor. And so I'm excited to go back. Really excited about this team, guys. We're going to be a team that is going to be gritty defensively with a awareness of rebounding. And we're going to have all hands on deck when it comes to the offensive plan this season. But we're extremely excited about it and wanted to open it up to any questions you guys have for me.
Well, Coach, you just said you spent a long time in the Big 12 at Baylor. So tell us, what is it like? What is it like night in and night out playing women's basketball in the Big 12?
Well, the Big 12 is second in attendance for women's basketball. So it is a conference in the nation, second in attendance in the nation. So it's a conference that really takes pride in women's basketball. The thing that I like is each place you go in the Big 12, you're going to have great crowds there, okay? And that's there for women's basketball. So night in and night out, you're going to have a good crowd. The one thing that I think is that I love the style. So when you look at Texas, they're man-to-man. They're gritty. They're going to get out of you. When you go to Iowa State, they're going to play zone. So the preparation and just that the Big 12 brings, I think it prepares you for the NCAA tournament with a different style of plays.
How would you describe your first season at UCF? What did you learn about yourself as a head coach?
I think with our first season, we were dealt a hand when we took the position here with 5 players that was left, okay? And we had to put a team together pretty quickly and a staff together. And I think with the schedule we had and the team we put together, of course, you want to always be at the top. There's no doubt. But for the amount of time that we had to put a team together, I thought we competed from last year. And the thing that I learned is, hey, the American Conference it's a great conference. It has good coaches and those kind of things. So I was very happy, to be in that conference last season, but looking forward to advancing to the Big 12.
Coach, what's the thumbnail on your roster this year? How many new players, and do you like what you were able to put together?
You see me smiling? Yeah. Well, I'm excited about our roster. I want to talk a little bit about the new players, okay? We'll start off with the freshmen. With the freshman, we have Shaw, who's from Canada. Shaw had an opportunity to play on her Canada National U19 team, which medaled in the bronze. Okay, she averaged over 15 points in high school this past season. She's been the energy of our team this season so far in practice. I expect a lot out of this freshman. The next freshman we have, which is Kai. Kai is from Dillard High School, right in Fort Lauderdale. And Dillard High School traditionally has had some great women's basketball programs. And she's a true 5 player. Right now we're working on getting her healthy. But the amount of time that she is putting into practice, we're excited about her. So those are the 2 freshmen. Now we'll go to the mixed season transfers. We'll start off with Tamir Ware. All right, she's from Chicago, Whitney Young High School. Tamir transferred from LSU mid-season last year. So she came to us in December, and LSU won a national championship in April. So that tells you the style of play and the level of competition she's used to. And she's been a good boost for us. And then the second one would be KP, Caitlin. Caitlin came from Indiana, and Indiana was rated, and she's a mid-season transfer, so she came to us in December. And Indiana was in the top 3 in the country when she came to us. So as you can see, with those 2 mid-season transfers, those are transfers who I expect to bring immediate impact to this program. And if you can look at them and you see the programs that they come from, they're used to the style of play and the expectations that I have here. Okay, and one other thing I'll add to it about those two players being mid-season transfers is they had a whole semester last year to practice with us. So they're a step ahead. And I'm so excited about those two. And then we have Jayla Kelly, who came from Missouri, post player. Very physical, very physical. You're talking about a baby Shaq. That's what she is. So she's been really good for us in practice, and a big body. In the Big 12, the bigs play a big part of the Big 12. So, having those guys has been tremendous for us. So those are the 5 players that I see that should come in and have an impact on the program.
You noted that coming in last year, there were a lot of players going out. What did the players who stayed and went through last year? What did they learn? How did they grow to help kind of set the base for this year's team?
Well, that's a great question. So Layla Jarrett was one of the ones that stayed. Layla averaged almost 26, 27 minutes last year. And if you look at it this season, Layla is one of the players that I count on to, hey, help us out in multiple positions. So one of the things she learned with the experience, with her staying and going through our system for a year, I can tell that she's adjusted to my style of play and the expectations we have here for UCF. So she will be one. I could tell you a little bit about the returners too. So with the returners, Maya Burns, to me, guys, if you look at her last 5 games of the season, she averaged double figures, okay? And Maya has picked up where she left off. So that's good news for us. That's good news for us. She's becoming more of a vocal leader. I'm excited about her returning. Taylor Gibson, being a returning post player. Taylor gives us key, calm presence inside. And Sierra is a point guard that's from Lake Holly here locally. And, Sierra returning and having been with us and played over 26 minutes last season. So very, very excited about that and the returners.
How have you noticed the conversation change on the recruiting trail now with UCF in the Big 12?
Still, you see that smile? See? Excited about the recruiting trail. We feel good. Matter of fact, we got players here today unofficially, okay? When we pick up the phone and we say we're UCF and we're a Power 5 conference, it's changed, guys. I'm able to get players on campus that previously a year ago we were not able to. So we feel good with the recruits that we signed. When you think about a Shaw last year, she knew we were going into the Big 12. Came down to us, Florida State, and North Carolina. Those are the type of players we expect to continue to recruit and get here.
I've seen a lot of new faces. Who's standing out to you maybe from a leadership standpoint? Have any emerged yet?
2. And one is good news. It's a freshman, a Shaw. She's been one of the better leaders we've had vocally and just in practice. Right now, I have her playing the 3 and the 4 position. And as a freshman, throwing that on her, she's having to, intake a lot of information. And I feel like she's been able to, intake that and go out and play hard. So and I would say the second one is surprising, is Maya. Maya's been much better this season in terms of understanding, hey, this is my last year. And she was very, like I said, our last 5 games of the season where she left off, she's picked up. And so those 2 to me have been 2 of the bigger leaders. And another young lady that's coming along, at least in the last couple of weeks, is Anjanae. And Anjanae was hurt a pretty a good amount last season. So we didn't get her back until after Christmas. And as you can see, the more she played, the better she got. And so I see her now kind of taking the younger ones and up under her wings. So I'm excited about those 3 as leaders.
Coach, when schools upgrade in conference, there's different challenges for different sports. Women's basketball probably one of the more challenging on this particular move. How do you manage the expectations when it comes to the first year?
The one thing about it is you have to keep your kids competitive. So managing our expectation is, one is we have high expectations. So every day, the way I manage is we challenge them. Our thing in practice is every day you get 1% better than you were the day before. 1% better. So women's basketball is tough in the Big 12. It is. But what we do as a coaching staff is we challenge our players to get 1% better. And that's how you manage it. And you're getting better and better. And there's great opportunities for us to move up and do what we expect to do here in the Big 12.
You've talked a lot about, obviously, the new players, but you also have a lot of new faces on the coaching staff. Just talk a little bit about the new assistants.
It's a new era. So with the new faces on the coaching staff, we wanted to make sure we were prepared for coaches who could be effective and help us in the Big 12. Okay, we'll start off with the big fish in the pond. That's Mike Curry, being from West Virginia. Okay, over 34 years of coaching experience, 21 years at West Virginia, a 3-time Coach of the Year in his respected conferences. Just bring a wealth of knowledge and experience to this staff. He's going to be primary responsible for defense and post play. So when I tell you I'm excited to have him here, it's someone I've watched for 8 years. I had an 8-year interview with him being at Baylor and seeing the way that he played and just his style of play. And so we're excited about him. Chandler McCabe is she's from here, actually Orlando, and she came from George Mason. And the thing that I liked about Chandler is everywhere she's been, the program's gotten better and better. And she's from here. She knows the love that I have and she has for UCF, being from Florida and Orlando. So we were excited to get her back. Her primary responsibilities will be recruiting and guard play. And then we have Tasha Chandler, who came from Marquette. Marquette was one of the better defensive teams this season in the country. And also Tasha was an elite player for Clemson. So when I was an assistant coach at Georgia Tech, I played against Tasha. So we have a previous relationship from those days. And Tasha's responsibility would be guard play and recruiting. But I think Tasha has a niche that is a lot of coaches don't have, and that's her ability to get players to play at a high level and to get players to play at the level it takes, to be competitive. And she's done a great job of coming in here and developing good relationships with our players. And when they have rough days with me, she's able to balance that. So I really am appreciative of all of our staff and just the information and what they're bringing to the table.
You mentioned gritty at the start about, you want your team to be gritty this year, but is there any other sort of hallmarks that you want this team to be known for, whether it's when opponents come to play you or when you go out to play them? Yeah,
the main thing, gritty defensively, okay? Defense travels. So no matter where we're at, we can always play defense. So that's the number one thing I want my team to be known for, gritty defensively, okay? And with the awareness of rebounding. We got to go rebound, okay? And we have the type of team, guys, that it's going to take all hands on deck offensively, okay? Right now we don't have that elite offensive scorer yet, but we are developing them. So if we play defense, we rebound, and you do what you need to do offensively, we're going to have a great opportunity here in the Big 12, and I'm excited about it. Great question.
What's your scheduling philosophy and your non-conference schedule? How do you think that'll prepare you for the Big 12?
Great question. So our scheduling, we got Auburn coming here, which is a SEC school, and that's going to prepare us, okay, for the Big 12. We have Campbell, who we went to Campbell last season, and came out with a road win, but it was a tough dog fight. And we feel like that Campbell is going to be able to help us. But I tell you where we're really going to get challenged that's going to help us in the Big 12 is when we go to Puerto Rico. Okay, we're going to play Jackson State. Jackson State, Tamika Reed, the head coach there, is one of the best young and up-and-coming coaches in America. And she always has her team prepared. I coached against her in the past. Her team is going to be great. But St. John's, was an NCAA team and just a really good team last season. They are really aggressive, and we got to be prepared for that. So having to play those guys on the road in Puerto Rico with Auburn coming here, it's going to prepare us for the Big 12. We feel good having an SEC school with Auburn coming in, and so we feel like our non-conference has got us prepared for the Big 12.
Coach, through practice and scrimmage, how have you seen the team chemistry and the team bonding? How has that been going?
Team bonding is amazing. So our players and myself, like for example, we're going to church together on Sunday. Okay, they're going with me to church. Okay, which is great, and they wanted to do that, which I love. So bonding off the court has been really good. Anybody's birthday, they go celebrate their birthdays together and take each other, out to eat. The chemistry is better. I can tell you that it's better than we were a year ago, because when you look at it, we have players who are returning with me from a year ago, that knows the system and able to help the younger players come along. So that part I'm excited about, how quickly the chemistry is coming along.
You talked about the fan support of the Big 12. What are some of the best atmospheres? I think you're going back to Baylor, on January 20th, but who has the best atmosphere in the Big 12?
I think Iowa State has one of the better atmospheres in the country. When you go there, you better have thick skin. Let me just tell you that. Thick skin with a coat, because it's going to be cold. I told my players, sun and snow. But Iowa State has one of the better atmospheres. Texas has a good one. Across, Baylor has a really good atmosphere as well. I think the thing is, being able to play in front of those teams and the crowds in the Big 12 is second to none. But I'm excited about. We are not going to Iowa State this year, but in the future, going there, it's going to be nice. It's going to be nice.
Coach, you talk about these crowds on the road, but what about the crowds here? It's important for your players to get that love and that feel. That's energy for them to feed off of. So how much of a work in progress is this going to be to build this up to get this arena like the road arena?
This is a great place for a great crowd. When you think about it, we're the youngest Power 5 school in the country. Youngest, okay? We have almost 70,000 students. It's no excuse that we don't have a great crowd, okay? It's one of the best places. But it's also our responsibility to put out a good product so people would want to come see us. The second thing is it's our responsibility to get in the community and build those relationships along with the students. And as you can see, we're doing that. My players are out in the community. We're doing community service. We're out interacting with the students. And so we're doing our part. Now, we just want people to come out and support us, because we don't want to be the one team when you come to the Big 12 and you don't have the fan support. Because I'm telling you, it's no place to play like the Big 12. So please, everyone come out and support us.
Coach, I don't know if you saw, but the Big 12 preseason poll came out last week for women's basketball. Have you seen that? And what was your reaction? And do you use that as motivation?
Well, here's the thing with the poll. When I saw that, I saw, first of all, of course, as a competitor and the success I've had in the Big 12 in the past, it's a little sting, right? It stung a little bit, okay? But then I looked at it like, wow, what a great opportunity. What a great opportunity. We have an opportunity. They have us here. And each day we get better and better. Okay, and we're able to go prove people wrong. And that, my players, myself, it's some fire under us. It's at a whole nother level because of the polls.
Yeah, I mean, did you see that? Did that resonate with your players?
Absolutely.
Have you seen that fire?
Absolutely, and I used it. I let them know. I put it up in the locker room, and I reminded them, this is what they think. So let's go prove them wrong. And we have an opportunity every day to get better. That goes back to our 1%.
What are you hoping to see out of Sierra in her second year with the program?
Sierra, the one thing I think Sierra could bring to to the table, and I like, is her defense. Okay, she's on the ball defender. She's one of the best I've seen in a long time. So her ability to pressure the ball. Where Sierra, and we're talking to her, we're challenging her on the offensive end. She's got to get better at that, become more of a threat offensively, and she knows that, and that's something she's working on. But her ability to defend is really good.
Last question.
Kim Mulkey obviously won the national title for LSU this past year. You worked with her. How much of her is in your coaching philosophy and style?
Well, I can tell you that I spent 8 years with Kim at Baylor and then 1 at LSU, so now almost a decade. So there's a long relationship there. But the thing that's in me and that I learned from Kim is that no matter what with your opponents, you prepare the same. So it didn't matter if we were playing a Division III school or if we were playing UConn. Our preparation was the same, to go out and win. And that's the thing that I'm taking here at UCF.
Thank you.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you guys. Thank you. Go Knights.
Go John.
Thank